officially beanie season on this page, so I'm rocking the Creepshow beanie today. Today we have some Scream 7 updates regarding Neve Campbell's possible return for the 7th entry in this franchise, as well as a brand new interview with director Christopher Landon. Let's talk about all of these things and rock and roll.
Well, sometimes that is better.
So the first question of this video, a big question many Scream fans have been asking lately, will Neve Campbell return as Sidney Prescott in Scream 7? Interestingly enough, by Neve Campbell not answering this question, we have many people speculating that maybe she's in talks to possibly return and possibly get paid the actual money she deserves as the lead role in these movies. So first of all, this happened last week.
We miss Sidney Prescott, right? Don't we all?
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't talk about it.
You can't talk, but you can wink like this.
You can talk about it. I can't.
Damn! Looks like you got the pressure on there, Neve Campbell. What's going on? What's going on behind the scenes? Give us something. Old Jakey's gotta know what's going on. The entire Scream fandom is freaking out about this whole thing. We gotta know what's going on behind the scenes. More things I want to bring up regarding this. There have been some rumors that before the strikes happened, there was some kind of negotiation going on with Neve Campbell possibly returning and maybe getting a contract that actually suits her needs. And allegedly, Neve Campbell apparently was talking to people at a convention and she said she couldn't talk about Scream 7 for some reason. Maybe it's because she already signed some kind of contract or an NDA. I don't know. Take this all with a grain of salt though, because if someone comments on this video and says, yeah, Neve Campbell's back for Scream 7, I'm gonna lose my mind. She's not back, even though I want her to be. Pay her the goddamn money. Speaking of which, writer and producer for this franchise, Kevin Williamson, actually said, literally to quote the man, pay her the money. Williams' full quote from Happy Horror Time podcast reads, I totally respect her opinion. I know exactly where she's coming from. I know her well. I love and adore her, and that's what she did. It's right for her. I love everyone involved in Scream, and all I can say is pay her the money. That's what I would do. I would give her the money. I'm sure there's a number they can agree on that will make them both happy, so hopefully one day they will figure that all out. Williamson, Melissa Barrera, Mindy Meeks, that's not her name, Jasmine Savoy Brown, multiple people from the new Scream cast have really been on Neve's side on this. Do you guys remember that interview from like all the way back to the Scream 5 days, which feels like so long ago now, but it was really only like, what, a year ago? Melissa Barrera was talking about how exciting it was to get a picture with Neve Campbell on set for a new Scream film. So like, they're clearly big fans of these people. They want to be working with them again. Now I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. I haven't made too many Sidney-focused Scream videos on this page because I feel like I'm a little more interested in these new characters who we've only seen in like 2 movies or so. With Sidney Prescott, I feel like there's only one more story I really want to tell with her, and that's something revolving around her family, her kids, and also Mark Kincaid. If they bring her back, they have to do something with that plot element that's been introduced to us since Scream 5 now. If they don't, I don't know why Sidney would come back for Scream 7. If they can drive the money truck up to Tom Cruise's house to do another Top Gun movie, they can do the same for Neve Campbell here. That is absolutely my take on that, but I only want Neve Campbell to come back if they're going to tell a good story with her. I don't want her to just come into the 3rd act and save everybody again. They could easily just do a B plot centered around her family, maybe Ghostface knows where she lives now, and then that kind of ties into the whole story. Sure, that works, but do that or don't bring her back. Don't bring her back just to tell a half-ass story that didn't need to be told. That would suck, and in my opinion, would be a little disrespectful towards the character. As a huge Sidney Prescott fangirl myself, I do want to see her come back, but I don't want to see them disrespect the character. I don't want 3rd act backup Sidney. I want Sidney focused on a B plot. That would be really cool. Give the woman something to do and pay her the goddamn money to do it. Now let's talk a little bit about a brand new interview with Scream 7 director Christopher Landon. A good friend of mine, Steven from Craven Something Scary, recently interviewed the guy literally yesterday on his page, which is the coolest thing ever. Massive shout out to you, Steven. The link to the interview is in the description of this video, by the way. Now I watched the whole thing this morning and Christopher Landon really couldn't talk about Scream 7 or anything that he's got going on because, like, you know, he probably signed an NDA already. He's already involved. He's 100% confirmed. But Chris did end up talking a lot about technique, which I felt like was really insightful and interesting to know how he's going to approach this next Scream sequel. One of the things that Steven was very impressed by and super happy to hear was that the guy always has input on his scripts that he's working with, whether he writes them or not. So for those of you who constantly comment on my Scream 5 and 6 videos saying these are the worst written movies I've ever seen, this may be good news to you. maybe, if there is any appeasing you, potentially. I don't know, man. If you think Scream 2022 and Scream 6 are the worst written movies you've ever seen, I just don't think you've seen enough movies. But I respect your opinions. Now, I gotta admit, as much as I love Chris Landon, this isn't necessarily music to my ears. Sometimes when there's too many cooks in the kitchen, it can ruin the stew, as they say. And yes, I did hear that phrase for the first time watching Too Many Cooks on Adult Swim. It takes a lot to make a stew. But because it's Christopher Landon, I think this is going to work. Why? Because Christopher Landon knows Scream like the back of his hand. He's basically already made 2 Scream movies, but throw in a little paranormal supernatural bull into them. That's what Freaky and Happy Death Day are, and that's totally okay, because they're fantastic movies. If you haven't seen Happy Death Day, I won't spoil it for you, but I urge you, if you guys are Scream fans, watch that movie. It's so good. It has a killer twist in it that I genuinely did not see coming. And watching the movie over and over again, there is so many great hints that this is going on the whole time, but you just don't realize it. If they can set up a Happy Death Day style murder mystery in Scream 7, that's that good, I will take it no matter what it is. Another thing I hope they borrow from Happy Death Day and apply to this movie is the attention to detail with the characters. It's done so well in that first Happy Death Day. Every single character is so well defined. Even side characters that you feel like you didn't even really care about that much, they have so much personality to them. And it's relentless too. Think about the character of Danielle. In one of the final shots of the movie, you feature Tree and Carter at this diner together, and they're watching on TV as Danielle is talking about the incidents that just happened. I won't say what they are to not spoil what happens at the ending, but Danielle gives so much character in this moment that reinforces everything you think you know about her. And I call this relentless because this is at the end of the movie. We never see Danielle again after this sequence. But even then, Christopher Landon is able to find little nooks to squeeze character moments into like that. Okay, y'all, I gotta take off the beanie. It's actually too hot. I called it too early on beanie season. I'm sorry, guys. I let you all down. Moving over to his film Freaky for just a second as well, I would love for them to borrow a certain aspect of that film where they have the main final girl become the killer. Some of you thought I wouldn't be able to squeeze my Sam Carpenter becoming the killer element into this video. Oh, but I did. Okay, but seriously, I feel like this would work because it wouldn't be your conventional Scream film where it's like you're trying to figure out who the killer is the whole time, but then it's Sam. That wouldn't make any sense. That goes back to the same argument about Sidney Prescott being the killer. That would suck. You're following her the whole movie. How would you not know she's Ghostface? Get the reveal from the get-go that Sam is your Ghostface this time around and play into some dramatic irony. Sure, the audience already knows it, but the characters don't. There's a lot of fun you can have with that. Oh, and 2 more things they gotta take from those other Christopher Landon movies. Get Jessica Roth and Catherine Newton, just slap them in the cast for Scream 7. Just get them in there, you know? Just squeeze them on in there somehow and just have them play little happy-go-lucky characters. Could you imagine Jessica Roth or Catherine Newton being the opening kill too? That would be so much fun. Overall though, I'm just hoping Scream 7 can be yet another great addition to this fantastic franchise. I'm so worried with everything changing behind the scenes that this one is going to feel different from the last 2, and I just hope that's not the case, especially because they're telling this one long story across all of these movies. It's a tough thing to do when you have multiple creatives involved, no matter who they are. But what do you guys want from Scream 7 the most? A return of Sidney Prescott? Perhaps some really good murder mystery writing skills from Christopher Landon? Or do you want to give the writers a vacation and just have Stu Macher come back and take the easy route out for this final chapter? Leave me something about it in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this brand new Scream 7 update video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more horror content in the future. Please consider supporting me on Patreon by clicking on the link in the description of this video. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.